Hello. I know I should probably change the depth of field or whatever for this thing, but I didn't. Um, so I'm back in Chicago, as you can tell by the crazy background stuff, things, and I always have a plate sitting next to me. Probably says a lot. Um, so I'm gonna make several videos today, so I'll be wearing the same thing in all of them. I just got back to Chicago yesterday, went on a road trip with actually my boss and his wife. They picked up this puppy in Missouri, and so since I was in Kansas City, they offered to drive me back to Chicago, which of course I didn't want to go. I still don't. I don't want to be here. But we picked up the puppy, and he was really adorable. Of course, I'll put some pictures in. And I also brought Morgana, my tarantula, with me, my new tarantula. And literally for 500 miles-ish, however long it is from Kansas City to Chicago, she was fine. We had her in the floorboard. We made several stops. I checked on her, made sure she was doing okay, and got to my boss's house, where then I called an Uber to come and pick me up. And I won't go into the details about the Uber picking me up, because that was craziness in and of itself. I will say, before I continue with the story, that I did not miss the noises. The upstairs noises, the neighbor noises, the downstairs noises. I did not miss it at all. After 2 weeks of being in a house where, you'll occasionally hear a car or something. Or an explosion. We'll talk about that later. It's hard to come back to a train constantly going by, people walking around upstairs, but dogs barking downstairs, people talking in the hallway. However, they did paint the hallway, which it looks a lot better to me. It's a dark gray trim with light gray. Like the major part of it's light gray. So it looks pretty cool. Anyway, continuing on with the travel story. So get the Uber, finally get in the Uber. I couldn't put my suitcase. I had a suitcase, a backpack, a carry-on type bag, and a tarantula in a bag in her carrier thing, her critter keeper or whatever. And so I showed last time that I gave you an update on her. I showed that she had been digging a little trench over beside her cork wood thingy, and she'd done a pretty good amount of work putting that thing together. So she was doing great, like I said, all the way up until the Uber, and then we get into the city, and I'm not gonna totally blame the Uber driver, because she didn't know that I had a live animal with me. Train. How often does the train go by? So often you won't even notice it. Name that movie. Anyway, so finally get here. It's 5 degrees, right? It's freezing, below freezing. It's frigid. It's Arctic, whatever you want to call it. And so I'm just worried about getting her into warmth, because she's a desert spider, right? I want to make sure she stays warm. So I get her inside and get her into the kitchen, take her out of her bag, and the cork has collapsed, like the dirt underneath that, and where the cork was sort of sitting up against the wall had collapsed, and it was on top of her. So of course I'm freaking out, and I open up the thing as gently as I can, because I don't want to cause it to collapse anymore. And I take the cork out, and she runs across the cage. So she's okay, which, spiders are pretty resilient, I guess, but their little abdomen, their little butts are where all their stuff is, like their heart and lungs and whatnot. And if that gets messed up, if that gets crushed or hit too hard, it could kill her. And I definitely don't want that, because you don't want to see me having something happen to her. Anyway, so I get the cork out, and I quickly try to, you know, sort of rearrange it so that she can get back in hiding, because I know she's probably flipped out too, and of course I'm associating human emotion with the spider. Yes, I am doing that. I do that with all my animals. So I get the cork back in there. I get it all, you know, situated, everything, and she immediately got back to work. So what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna walk you in there, and we're gonna take a look at what she's done since then. Let's see. Yeah. I know this is a weird segue, right? But I'm not gonna turn on the light. Instead, I'm going to use a flashlight, and let's see what we can see here. So it's totally dark. Let me move these things out of the way, because you don't care about that stuff. All right, here we go. So can you see her there? Here she is. Oh, she's moving. Oh, she's on the move. She says, bright light, but look at her butt. Look at her little markings on her butt. Oh, can you see them? Oh, you can't see them. Kind of hope you can see that, because she's got cool markings. But I know I sprayed the enclosure a little bit, but she's got her water bowl and stuff, and then there's in her little housey. Again, it's kind of hard to see. I'm gonna spin her around a little bit. I don't want to jostle her too much, just because, like I said, she's had a hard day or two, so we'll spin her just a smidge. But see, I had to switch sides of, I had to switch sides. So this cork and the Buddha were on the other side, actually. And so, I moved it over, and there she is, hanging out in the corner. I'm trying not to get too much lighter, but look at her butt. There's her butt. And then here's what she's done so far. She's been digging, and I'm afraid when she gets to here, she's gonna be mad because there's nothing really to do over here. So maybe she'll build something out. I don't know, but there's my little thing that I decorated, and some earrings with bats. I know I'm totally getting off the subject, but anyway. Oh, she's gonna move. I don't know if you guys can see her. Oh, somebody sneezed. And Luna was so excited to see me that she did what she's doing right now for most of the night. Meow, meow, meow. Alright, Morgana, I'm gonna let you get back to work. I know you're busy. I'll let you. Oh, there she goes. She's going backwards up her wall. Look at that. I think that she looks so cool to me. Look at this. See her little tiny fangs? She got little tiny fangs. She's got tiny fangs. She looks like a little, kind of a happy face in a way. Look at that. She's so cute. What are you doing? I'm not talking to you, Luna. Luna. Alright, so that's enough bothering with the Spidey face. So we'll go back here in the living room. Yeah, so that's essentially what's been going on with Morgana, the Mexican red rump tarantula, and Luna. See that? Say hi, Luna. Luna. Say hello. Say hello. Anyway. Yeah, she actually woke me up at 3 o'clock in the morning, meowing non-stop. And so I got up. I woke up and I sat and played games on my iPad for a little while, and then I thought, well, it's like 4:30 now. I'll go ahead and wake up. And so I got up and made some coffee and did some work. And then I didn't want to make too much noise around because I wanted to, let people sleep in since I wasn't getting to. And yeah, so finally I actually did lay back down about 9 o'clock, 9 or 10 o'clock, and got a couple more hours sleep. So I feel a little bit better. I showered. I had, you know, had travel dust on me from yesterday. Not really, but you know what I mean. Like, you feel kind of gross after you travel and sit in a car all day and stuff. So yeah. Did you guys do any traveling during the holidays? How did that go? Did you acquire any animals? That's a weird question to ask. Because yeah, we got our tarantulas, and then I picked up a puppy. I told you that already. He's a boxer. He's so cute. His name is Tyson. And he's just adorable. So that is my Morgana Luna animal update, I guess. I'll put in some pictures of my cats that are in Kansas City. They're so sweet. We had to shave Onyx, not his entire body or anything, but he's a super fluffy black cat, and I'll put a picture or two of him in here too. But he gets mats on his back, and it's really hard to get those mats off by yourself, especially if he avoids you. And he's sort of a chicken. I call him a chicken cat sometimes because he runs and hides. But so Darren has to hold him down basically while I use the razor, or not the razor, but the electric shaver, you know what I mean, to shave him. It's like shearing a sheep. Not that I've ever sheared a sheep before, but that's kind of what I would think that it would be like. And he just cried the whole time. And so when we were done, and I'm sure it feels better once it's over with, but once we were done, I just started crying. I felt so bad for him. Poor kid, because he has to be held down, basically. I mean, it's so awful. We're not, of course, we don't hurt him or anything, but it's just sad to hear him. He just meows and meows the whole time. So, pretty sad. But I know it's the best thing for him, because those mats can get really bad, and they get like dry skin up underneath there, and he can't get to it. He can't clean himself. You know, it's just not good. So anyway, so that's my animal update video. Tell me about your animals. How are your animals doing? Do you have an animal? What is it? How many are there? How long have you had it? I don't know. Tell me stuff. I want to know stuff. I'm gonna be, I think I already said this, but I'm gonna be doing several videos today, but I'll probably post them throughout the week because it's Sunday and I feel like filming videos. Alright, you guys, I guess I'm gonna sign off for now, but I'll see you soon. Alright, bye.